Hello, everybody. Happy Friday. Happy Shakti Day. Today we're talking about Shakti rising and how self-love attracts love magic and mango magic. Um, we had a really amazing class today for the art of love and magnetism. We talked about um, alchemizing emotions and focusing on attraction and all sorts of things. But I love that energy so much because we get to go a lot deeper into healing concepts. So if that ever vibes with you, I highly recommend you stop by the Art of Love and Magnetism so that one, you can meet everybody, but two, you can tend to another aspect of yourself that is not just spiritual healing, which is what we do in Z School for the Gifted and all of that. But they really go hand in hand. And you are not just someone who has spiritual gifts, you're also someone who experiences love and family dynamics and all sorts of things. So Friday's class is just one of my favorites. I don't think I'm ever gonna get over it at all. But I do want to talk about deepening self-love. I feel or I okay, let me slow down. I have a lot of energy happening today. I'm quite grounded, but it's just a lot of energy. There have been culturally, especially in the US, a an appropriation of self-care practices, and so this live is to really help you reimagine it for yourself from the energetic standpoint, from the emotional part, and from your physical body. And it's quite easy to live a life and only look at self-love and self-care as the actions that you do day to day, which, yes, that is important, but your self love really deepens when you are able to emotionally tap into who you are at your core, what you are feeling in any given moment, and be able to make decisions based on that. Some people believe that if they were to just curate their space or just go get their nails done or just get that massage is going to change their life. It might temporarily change your mood, but it's not going to change the part of you that is actually feeling the pain or longing for comfort. And so you end up in this cycle of doing things and then realizing 6 months down the road that your life really hasn't changed, or you fall off of your routine because that wasn't what your body was actually desiring during that time. It was a quick fix. But Western culture is very much so into a quick fix, and not ingrained enough into everybody is the deep healing, the spirituality, because a lot of that was stripped away during colonization and all that stuff. So appropriating practices and misusing them by profiting off of them became the new way of self-love and self-care, right? Making sure that you have the perfect yoga outfit or the perfect running shoes or the perfect X, Y, and Z. But it really, none of that stuff matters if you don't have the capacity or the energy or the motivation to get to the classes or the motivation to get outside. And that's where the healing really begins. Hi, ooh, sexy ladies B. Thank you. How are you doing? How's everybody doing in the chat? How's your energy today? What's the haps? What's going on? Where are you at with your self-love journey? Everyone's welcome to comment in the chat. I really want to know. It's something that I'm super passionate about, and it's the reason why I also have More Than Worthy, and I write about Mango Men and all these aspects, because truly showing up for yourself and creating a life that you are excited to live, that you're motivated to live, comes from a deep appreciation and love for yourself and also for humanity. But if you are in that stage, perhaps, right, because there's a lot of things happening socially, if you're in that stage of um, wanting to shut off or feeling uncomfortable going outside, right, there's some inner aspects that need to be looked at, that need to be moved out of the way so you can still continue to be happy regardless of the situations that you are in, because that's where your abundance of love and prosperity truly comes from. And then it just becomes like a language that then helps you manifest people in your life that align with the energy that you are. And then that's when the actions that you are taking can truly make an impact in your life and in a completely different way, right? In More Than Worthy, I structure it so that there's such a deep journey to self that there's no way 6 months down the road you're going to be questioning like who exactly you are and all these things. Like, you're going to see really quickly that you begin to follow through for yourself, because your main thought becomes, I do this because I love doing this, because I know what I love, right? And that's where that like true joy and happiness and bliss really comes in. And how many of you have read this last chapter of Mango Men and Other Manifestations? I haven't really posted about it. I'm going to be posting about it. It dropped, what day is it? I think it dropped on Wednesday. It is out now. It's a very deep story. These last two have been quite interesting to write. But if you've been on any other lives before, I was mentioning how, I've been writing each chapter to make sure that people are not just reading a book that is comedic and fun and all these emotions, because there's different aspects in all of us, and if we all avoid different types of healing, it makes it harder to move forward. And our story can be extremely impactful to the world and help liberate other people. And so these last two chapters have had a little bit of a different flair to them, a different spin to them. So I'm curious to hear what you all thought, if you've read it or listened to it yet. I highly recommend it. It's been amazing to write and just be on this mysterious journey with you all. Self-love is key to everything else: financial wealth, beauty, peace of mind. Self-love is the key to everything. Yeah, absolutely. You can't really do much in life without self-love. You can't run your business, right? Because you're not going to know what you love to do. You can't do it successfully because you're going to be doing things that you don't love to do, and you're likely going to be overworking or like not working enough, or you don't have that compass. Like, when you have that compass of love and what truly lights you up and makes you radiant, it makes it so much easier to confidently stand in who you are, right? Because being an entrepreneur is like 90% frequency and 10% deliverables in my case with my business, but for most businesses, because you can attract the type of life that you want, obviously through energy, but you still have to take the other actions to align with it as well. And you have to be motivated to be able to do that. And motivation, like most things in life, takes time to learn, right? It's a practice. Also tapping into and staying in alignment with your inner child and that playful energy. Absolutely. Yeah, the playful energy is important. And that's where the self-love comes in still above all else, because, your inner child is not going to come forward. It's not going to feel safe unless there is safety, unless you can show them, aka yourself, that this new change that you are creating in your life is worth living, is worth doing, worth having fun in. And I see that a lot when I do the fly with me sessions, the one-on-one sessions with people, because they're like, I didn't quite fully connect with my inner child, and then we start breaking it apart, and it's their inner child had a very traumatic life, and so we have to build safety and communicate love energetically, physically, emotionally, so then that joy can actually come forward. A lot of people, unless they were raised in a household where joy was truly received well and was celebrated, most adults are not navigating in that sense of joy, right? Like, because there's this overarching energy of responsibility, but that joy, like you said, it's important. The inner child is what governs your entire life, your bliss, right? When your inner child is happy, you are truly happy, because that's you, like, in your entirety. But also integrating, right? Because your inner child is phenomenal at, like, creating and being expressive and has that freedom, but then there's also the adult part, right? Because I've seen that also happen when people begin to do their healing, do their self-love practices, and then they start working with their inner child, and it feels really good, and then sometimes they get to a point where they're like, oh, but what is, like, my adult self want? It's like, well, now that you're connected enough, what do you want, right? Like, what do you want as an adult self? Because now you can protect your inner child going into different circumstances and situations and environments, and be the person that your inner child always dreamed that you would be, right? It's kind of in these stages, and then your adult self is really able to learn, able to, like, maintain what the inner child has created, and that's what's so beautiful. That's where that reparenting comes in, because you start pouring into your inner child and giving them the protection and resources and access to life in a different way that they may not have had. Like, maybe they didn't have the parents that always protected them, or family members that protected them, or showed them the way with finances, or how to be expressive and still feel safe. So now the next evolution of that would be you being able to protect your inner child. We actually talked about that in today's class, and it was a lot of fun. The inner child, again, lives in its realm, but where people get caught up towards, like, manifesting and tapping into their magic and successfully using their magic is translating the inner child energy, the magic of the inner child, into their adult life, right? They're like, this feels amazing, but, like, why isn't it manifesting? And it's like, well, there's still parts of you that hasn't taken ownership of this life that you are now creating, right? Like, that's where that freedom comes in. That's where love comes in, the magic of stability and all of those things, right? It's such a fun journey, and I feel like you could, like, think about it forever, or at least I could. But integration phases are huge. So I would love to know from all of you, like, how do you integrate your healing? Do you have an integration practice, or what does that really look like for you? Or is it something that you're learning about? Because it's so important. It's so important, because it completes the wheel. It truly completes the wheel. And when I say wheel, I mean, like, you think of in tarot the wheel of fortune, but you're also looking at your karmic wheel, which that wheel also represents. Like, did you learn your lesson, right? Like, Tafazo Beresasa, one of my favorite people, like you have to have a plan to not repeat the thing. So what is your integration, right? Like, you'll notice, like, sometimes if you're in group settings with people, they have a tendency to talk and talk and talk about things that have happened to them because they haven't really processed it yet. And then if if someone asks them, like, what are you planning to do about it, which is what I also tell my clients if they are dealing with someone who constantly wants them to hold emotional space for them, but they don't want to do that. Like cutting the conversation short and being like, but what are you going to do about it? Right? Like, what is your solution? What is your integration? What is your next step of truly evolving this stage of life? Right? Like, what is past your inner child healing? What is past your tapping into inner child enjoy? What is past that? It doesn't mean you're living in the future. It means you have to evolve, because life is cyclical. You, like, no matter what on your human journey, your spiritual journey, your emotional journey, we are cyclical, just like nature. And so you're constantly going to be going through life lessons. But if you never close the life lesson, the lesson keeps coming back, and then you have to keep doing it over and over again. So integration is huge. I'm learning to feel my way through my emotions. Where I used to react, I now slow down and ask myself what I'm feeling, and try to tap into the connection of early childhood development emotions. I love that. And then how do you move forward so then whatever that situation was, it doesn't get repeated? Like, do you have something you do after, the reflection and connecting with your inner child and looking at your childhood and things like that? Hi, Elle. You're eating. What are you eating? We're talking about integration practices. I'm hungry. I ate like a whole watermelon. Integration is one of my favorite practices. Oatmeal and I have soup ready to eat too. Yum! I love that. Soup sounds delicious. I love making soup so much. I can't help it. It's so easy to make, and it just feels so good in your body. What kind of soup did you make? Integration, huh? Yeah. The phase of, like, the way I was explaining it is, if you're looking at your karmic wheel, or like, there we go. Every life lesson is on a cycle. And so, in order to finish that cycle, you have to have an integration period, meaning you have to like move beyond the reflection phase. And it's the same thing even in your like your awakening, right? Like, you have your beginning phase, you're learning about spirituality, and then you end up like connecting with your inner child, expressing joy, all of these things. And then from there, it's like you have your adult life now that you are beginning to address. And so you have the freedom, you have the expansion ahead of you. So now you turn into, your evolution is to turn and protect your inner child and protect what you have built, protect your financial stability, your freedom, your emotional sovereignty, like, and start living the life that you have been cultivating this entire time, because that becomes your integration, like taking everything that you've learned and coming to a conclusion of, this is now how I live and this is how I move through life. So I was asking what people's like integration thing was, if they had one, because it's so important, right? Like, when you came into the program, right? Like, I tell people that that week after our session is the integration period, right? That's why it's spread out that way, because I need you to I need you to heal, break the cycle, come back around, and we learn something new. I need you to do the work, heal, come back. There's like always an integration, because life is cyclical, just like the weather. Yum, chicken soup. I went shopping after class last night. I found the veggies I needed, pre-chopped, and cheap chicken and 2 Caribbean oh yum sauce too. So I'm gonna try that for the first time. That sounds delicious. I'm learning to feel my way through my emotions. Beautiful. As I was as a child, I've seen things become so volatile. So from early childhood development, I have anxiety where there should be free flowing energy. Okay. Yes, that makes sense. Definitely with my inner child. Definitely than when I started. Yeah. Definitely different. We love that. Look at you. Look at you going to the grocery store doing all fun things. To be honest, I usually try and find a distraction, whether it's a good movie. I'm laughing out loud at this point. I mean, it's easy to do those things. May not always be the best idea, but it can be a band-aid in the moment. In the moment. So everybody on this call, I want you to really like, if you are at a crossroads and you are doing your healing, it could be so small, like you want to feel a lot better tomorrow or whatever it is, how can you not put a band-aid on it, and how can you actually spend some time reflecting and then integrating so you can move forward for good, right? The goal is to move forward for good, not to just put a band-aid on a wound that will continue to bleed at some point. Oh, little pieces are flying out everywhere. As a child, food was my distraction. So now I'm learning to disconnect from all the distractions I developed as a child, which will be movie binging and food binging. Yeah, comfort, right? As a child, children don't know how to regulate. That's what their parents are for. And so, a lot of times as adults, people have to learn how to regulate because they didn't learn a correct way to do it from their parents. This thing has many layers. My ancestors are really trying to connect with me, BTW. I made a boundary that I'm exhausted, so not right now, but I'll tell them. Good. Hearing so many accents in my head. Yeah, it's okay to have boundaries. I love that you did that. It's definitely important. Hi, Nia. How are you? We're talking about integration. I don't know how I keep deleting I don't know how I integrations when I'm leaving my voice. What? I'm confused. See, I love this color for you. Thanks. It's actually a color I usually have in my space a lot. But I haven't been wearing it as much. It's one of my favorite colors. It's like usually that's my accessory color, but I haven't worn it in a tad. But my beautiful friends, we went to consignment and stuff like that. And so I needed to pick up a few more things. And this was there. And I was like, I love me a good t-shirt. I love me a good t-shirt. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yes, be grateful about these changes. Yeah. Integrating with past versions of me, I'm telling them we are safe to make changes and move forward, always forward. Yeah, absolutely. You have to like guide your inner child towards safety, you know, since you're just joining, like I was saying that, you can connect with your inner child, but then at some point you have to start guiding. Your inner child is not there to like make all of the decisions for you. That's what your inner child was forced to do the entire time. Your adult self is there to guide, and so loud over there, um, is there to now steer the ship, right? If anybody's been in my, I don't know if any of you, I don't think any of you have done a fly with me session, but there's a technique that I teach them to help shield their inner child and protect them and like communicate with them without them feeling used, abused, like all that sort of stuff. It's like a very loving session. But in this phase, yeah, you should definitely be. I mean, depending on where all of you are at on your healing journey. I mean, I know most of you, but I haven't worked with all of you. Yes, I'm definitely guide my inner child. They want to be tucked in with our childhood stuffed animals and feel safe and warm. Yeah, absolutely. Could definitely do that. My inner child loves expressing. Expression. My inner child also like. I mean, when I was younger, my inner child like she gave no fucks about like anybody. She was like, "Excuse me, I'm gonna read my NASA magazine while you go eat your stupid alphabet soup." Like that's what she was. She was like, "That's for tiny tots. Goodbye." I feel like she's back and being bananas, but I love it so much. I love it. Tell me to draw with chalk on the sidewalk and just play. Oh my gosh, chalk is so fun. I loved chalk. I did not love the sound that chalk made on the ground. Like, I will never love it. I don't like the feeling of chalk, but I like the creations that chalk makes. Fly with me session with you is definitely on my list. I want to do. Yay! Yeah, it's a powerful session. Like a lot of people who do a fly with me session, it really and really changes their life. Like I obviously change most people's life because I care about what I do. And like the group sessions are a lot of fun, but I can only go so far. I can only go so far. And a fly with me is specifically for your inner child. And it's very like it's a shamanic journey, but you have a new connection. Your inner child tells you a lot of truths. You also get your soul stone and whatever else that is missing on your journey. So if you've been feeling, or if anybody's been feeling like there's something going on, I can't quite put my finger on it, but I want to blah blah blah, like we figure out what it is in that session, and it's just a really beautiful. I think someone had said like they're like this was more powerful than like the 10 years of therapy I wasted my money on. I was like, great. Um, it's one of my favorite sessions ever, forever and ever. The Fly With Me session. I love More Than Worthy as well. I love all the things I created, but I love my job. Um, but the Fly With Me is like, it's a different type of shamanic journey. Like literally, fly with me. Fairies. Yeah, definitely a sensory thing with like chalk and some other things. But I'll give it a shot and see my inner child helps with creating for my business stuff too. Yeah, just have fun. Have as much fun as you want to fun, as you want to fun, as you want to do. Whatever. Yes, 101 is so helpful. If I need this with you, I will see about doing one as well when I have the fairy funds. Cool. Yeah. I feel like you would really like it. The inner child, like the integration is so wild. Like people don't understand how long they've been without their inner child. And so you literally like because I have the gift of holding energetic spaces for people. That's why if people like don't know how to meditate or whatever, like I'm like, it's okay, come into the space. I can help them. I can hold the space energetically and visually to help guide their energy. And so you can connect more safely with your inner child because I put a container of safety around you. It's one of my favorites. I just forever. Launching all of them have just been so much fun. They've been so much fun. I love every freaking moment of life itself. But you can't really do anything without your inner child. Like it's a huge part of your journey for sure. Absolutely. Because it's who you are at your essence. It's definitely who you are at your essence. And Yeah, it's like they're the key to everything. They are the key to everything. And then once you have that key, it's like you can open the rest of the doors with them at your side. But like it's yeah, it's wild. Yeah, I love that. You are inspiring also for just loving life and having fun with your business stuff. I do meditations for inner child and ancestors. Yes, it's thanks. I appreciate you saying that. Yeah, for the longest time, I had been to a lot of coaches who they were very successful, but you could tell that they had zero integration with their inner child. And that was something that was really important to me was like, I don't, I was like, I don't want to be them. I don't like their way of teaching. I don't like, I was like, yeah, I want to run a business. I'm like, even if it takes me a different path or whatever that looks like I still trust in spirit and, you know, like I could see what they were going through, and I'm like, that's just not fun. I'm like, well, just that does not look fun for anybody. Like, why would I want to do that? Why would I want to be regular? Like, I don't want to be right. This has nothing to do with poop. Like, why would I want to be regular? Like, we're so unique. It's like, can we just be tired of going to see different coaches and them having the same fucking template and the same questions, and then I would go into a coaching call or like a like discovery call, and the questions that they would ask, and I was like, why the fuck would you ask me that? It's like, I already told you like 10 times I'm trying to give you my money, now you're making me mad. I'm like, I already made up my mind. But they were like, I had to go through all of the steps. And I was like, this is already showing me that you are not free. Um, and so I'm like, that is not how I'm going to structure my business. And when I went into a lot of those spaces, I was like, so many of them were not built for neurodivergent people. They weren't built for neurodivergent people, not built for multi-ethnic folks, anybody with a disability. Like, they were not fun. They were highly colonized. Like, they just appropriated so many things. Like, it was just every space I went into, I was like, ugh. I was like, oh, this is literally not made for any aspect of me whatsoever. I was like, and these people are like stealing cultural practices, and like the advice that you're telling them is awful. Like, this is nobody, everybody's wearing gray. I was like, no. I did find one coach who I absolutely loved, but within that container, I kind of expanded out of it. But they were phenomenal, and they had everything that was pink, and I was like, no, this is what I'm talking about. 100%. I had purchased an expensive 3-month program for someone, and I liked the meditations, but I thought things could be done differently. So I'm going to implement those things in my business. Yeah. Sometimes that's the only way to learn, right? And it's going to happen. It was funny. Four. Been seeing that all day. One pray for myself, one for yesterday. I've had a download also about being a coach for other neurodivergent fairies. I'm my spirit team is time. We feel your content is gold, so you ain't giving away for free. Yeah, I mean, you have your free items like your videos and stuff like that, but your coaching and stuff will be with a paywall because you need to take care of yourself. But just focus on, giving value and being available, right? So paying attention to that as well. Because sometimes people forget that folks need to know who you are. And so there's a balance of doing certain things for free and be giving of your time because that's what you're meant to do, while also making an income on the side, right? And like, full transparency, that was a journey I definitely had to learn. I wasn't a long journey actually, because I've always been an advocate for like getting paid. But it's like being able to integrate that into your business and like still be available to people, but then having to set boundaries with people who are asking a lot of you and things like that. And, you know, and I've been going through another evolution of that with business, and you will go through that in your businesses of like, you know, when it is time to stop giving certain things away and, you know, time to move on. But you'll know when the energy is there. Right, definitely. I think they time me to know my high value items and what I can do for free. Like my collective readings are free, do for free. I love that, and I'm excited for my services. Yeah, right. And the right people will pay for services, right? It's like if they want to go deeper. Like there was actually someone the other day who was like, "Why are you doing consultations for free?" And I was like, "Like you need to charge." I was like, "All right, we'll just see how it goes." But it's like, yeah, there's going to be people who are, you know, you just have to keep going and feel into it. Um, and also just have boundaries as well within your business with yourself. Um, and like continue to know your worth and continue to know your value and what you stand for and what you're not willing to stand for. And as you go through your spiritual awakenings and cycles and all that stuff, like the prices and structure and all that will start to change, and because you're changing and you are your business. And obviously you don't want to fix what's not broken, but you also need to expand a little bit when the time comes. I feel like I need a little more tea in there. Um, have any of you read The Mango Men, this last chapter? Have any of you read it? What time is it? 3:48. I think I need to. Um, cool. Okay, you haven't read it yet. I'm gonna go on a walk today though, for sure. I love it. I haven't posted about it at all. I'll post about it. You don't have to. You haven't read it yet. Yeah. It has a different energy to it. And we'll see. I was kind of letting it sit there. Um, yeah, we're gonna see what happens. We'll see what happens. I'm excited to see how this next portal goes. How are you feeling during this portal, everybody? We're shifting into, let me see, let me see. Look at my notes. One of the first big ones is, what day is it? The 3rd is October 6th. It's going to be a big day. It's going to be a big day. A lot of shifting emotions. And also the full moon in Aries. It's going to be wild. I'm excited to see how this goes. If you haven't started clearing out energy, I highly recommend you do it right now. Before then, I'm like fired up and tired at the same time. What did I tell you? I move my furniture around in my living room. My feng shui, your quad number is 9, so I accommodated my living space. Good. Yeah. Gotta let chi flow through. I love that. I'm a light mind, Palo Santo. Good. Yeah, cleanse the space. I feel like I'm calling in expanding, but I know I personally need to implement structure and more exercise. Yeah. When was the last time you exercised? Exercise is so good for you. Right now, we're like in a post eclipse energy. It just feels energetically dense, but you're not actually as tired as you think. Just feels that way. So being lethargic is probably the opposite energy that everybody wants to be in. Unless you're like really needing it, you need to work through the energy, the density of it, because it's really, really important. I will be doing some movement too, mostly yoga. Dancing is fun. Oh, shoot. Hardcore last Sunday, push-ups yesterday. I love it. Hardcore as in your core or hardcore exercise? Push-ups yesterday, good. Get in a full body hit session. Full body hit. I was actually thinking of starting an exercise group here at the beach. It's time. It's time. Coach Z back on the sand. I feel like my friends are gonna cry. They're gonna fucking cry. I can already like when I told them I was like, okay, everybody, it's time to work out at the beach, and they're like, oh, okay, and I'm like, no, look, Coach Z on the seat, let's go. We're all exercising. Anybody who hesitates, no longer a friend. Just kidding. I didn't say that. But it's good to exercise. Hardcore exercise, like full body. I mean, okay. I was doing two-step Irish. Irish dance is so fun. And boy, I felt it fast. These typos. I know, Neo, you're over there like beep, 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 beep. You're just smacking all your whole hand on the phone. I gotta do hit. I like this Demon Hunter one. Ooh, fun. Yeah, I love hit. I'm a big hit fan. I'm a big heavy lifter fan. I haven't lifted heavy in a while because I haven't had the time, but I enjoy it. But it might be, I was also kind of vibing with maybe a personal trainer again because I feel like I'm in the phase of my life where I don't want to think again. Like, I don't like thinking. I do better when I don't think sometimes. Anybody else? Anybody else? I love personal training. I love doing it and I love receiving it. It's great. It's so great. A good personal trainer, just like a good coach, will literally help you through anything. And I love when people are really direct. And I also work out very hard, just as much as I run my business. So I need a good, dear spirit. Just be careful. I'll walk outside and they'll be like, hey, anybody need personal training? I'll sign up today. Mood. Yeah. I love it. Plus, like, who doesn't want to work out at the beach? I don't think my friends do. I don't think they do. Like, I need beach friends. Like, I'm like a. I'm like, let's drag this through the sand. It's so fun. Do you ever feel like you mimic others how they act? I am doing that right now a bit, but I also feel more like me than I ever felt before. Not really. Sometimes I feel like if I'm hanging out with someone for long periods of time, like months and months and months, I might pick up every once in a while like phrases that they say, but I'll catch it. I'll catch it and like remove it because I'm like, nope, not doing that. But I mean, going through the process of healing, you heal the parts of you that are assimilated. So you may come across times where it feels like you're acting like somebody else, but it's normal. Everybody usually does it. And I mean, I haven't probably done that in a long time. A long, long, long time. But it is super common. I'm feeling more a sense of identity than ever before. Yay! Identity transcendence. That's what we teach. You're more than worthy. I'm more into sports. Oh, but I'll try some dance videos and see how it feels. Just do some sports, Nia. What kind of sports? Oh, that makes sense, Nia. Basketball is fun. I used to play basketball. I'm freakishly good at basketball, but I don't enjoy basketball. Like I don't feel expansive when I play basketball. Like I feel quite bored, very bored. Same way with like when there's a repetitive task that visually I'm not moving through, it's very challenging for me to do. But basketball is fun. Basketball is really fun. So I sometimes like watching it, but only if I'm like second row. Anything far back, I'm like, I'm snoozing. Just like football. Snooze fest. Total snooze fest. Baseball. Don't bring me to baseball unless it's like we're going halfway through the game. And even then, we better be walking up and down those stairs to get some or something. We're like just up and down because I will literally sit there like, and it's just, and has anybody else go this way when they go to the sports games? Football's fun, but an old buddy of mine, he worked for the Raiders, and so we always had really good seats and things like that. Or I had other friends that were heavily involved in sports, so I didn't like being in a box, the box seats. I was like, what is the point of being at a game if you're gonna sit all the way at basically the top, which is nosebleed seats, with a piece of glass in front, so you can't even hear it. Like when I went up there, I was like, "This is what you're doing up here. This is the dumbest thing I've ever." Goodbye. It's like, no. Why would I want to sit in a privileged tissue box? No, thank you. Z out. Anybody else feel the same way, or is it just me? I can't handle it. I need to be in the action. I want opportunities to go on stage or like be in the middle of the game and act a fool. Like I want to see the people yelling, like all the stuff. I want to catch the things. Like I need it to be interactive, or else I'm like, this is a fucking snooze fest. I can sense that what I'm feeling, I'm doing, I'm happy with myself also, and having my boyfriend helps too because he's unconditionally. Oh, that's cute. I used to play basketball and capture the flag. Fun. Capture the flag is so fun, except if you grab someone's shorts instead of a flag. That's why I stopped playing. And then my ex loves soccer. Soccer is also fun. I don't enjoy it though. I'm good on it. I actually like watching it from time to time. So that was okay. Actually, it was entertaining, but yeah, basketball can make me sleepy. Yeah, I actually like watching hockey. That's fun. Hockey is fun to watch. I feel that about sitting in front row, second row, and absolute baseball. Yes, I'll just be there for the vibe. Yeah, I mean, even like I played softball for the longest time, and I was like, I hate this game. Like I was like, why did I listen to my sisters and play this game? And I was so bored. I was like, how many times do we have to rotate? I was that person. It's like, are we done now? Are we done? I don't want to catch it. Let's just call it. Let's just forfeit. Let them win, and then we can all go to that taco truck. What do you say? We don't win anything otherwise other than just a stupid plastic trophy. Who wants tacos? Do people smoke in the nosebleed seats? Like, if it's outside, I'm having a visual of this. I mean, today, no. Most of them you don't really smoke inside. I mean, maybe if you're at like a horse race, like those ones, yeah, because there's some of them are slightly open, but like, are you seeing like a 60s version of what's happening in there? I never really understood the luxury with that because to me, the luxury is seeing the things. Yeah, exactly. That's how I felt. But I'm also like a community person, and I feel like it's a privilege. Like, it reinforces how you should segregate yourself from community. And so I just feel disgusting every time I go in there, and it's not fun. And like, I just have never liked that energy. I was like, the people are smaller. I'm like, is anybody understanding this? And I was like, I don't want to eat your platter. I, I don't even want to talk to you. It's more of like a social thing, like, oh, we have a box seats or like whatever, or whatever they're called. I can't remember the name anymore. But like, come and join us. And I was like, this is I would love to be the person in the mascot suit one day. Oh my gosh, you should be. That'd be so fun. I would come to that game and cheer you on in the front row. Oh, that would be so cool, yeah. Do you have a story behind that? Capture the flag moment. I mean, I've definitely given people like wedgies and all the things, because they don't fix their flags. And I'm like, jokes on fucking you. So I'm grabbing the flag and your fucking shorts. And it just is what it is. Now you're really not going to catch me because you have the worst fucking wedgie and I've got your flag. See you later. It's like the best distraction ever. Drink and eat at baseball. Do you like baseball games? Hey. How are you? How everyone? Hi. We got off topic, but I completely love it. I'm talking about sports games. I was also talking about how I don't enjoy sitting in the like box seats and all that stuff, because it reinforces like colonial ways of thinking, of like enforcing segregation and wealth gaps and all the things. Like, it no longer becomes a family event, which is what like some of the sports things were for, but also the darker history of sports ties back to slavery as well in some cases. So depending on the sport. So it's like I'm very like hyper aware of that when I go to sports. So if I'm sports games, so if I go, like, I want to be with the people. And for the longest time, like when I was in a relationship, like it was always like this like weird fucking dynamic of how they felt really good about. I mean, luckily my partner at the time didn't enjoy that stuff either, so it was easier to do what we wanted to do, but it was such a like a privilege thing that I just don't stand behind. In my opinion, I think the boxes that are up there should actually be used for mothers and their, or like parents and things like that, so they can actually have space, because sometimes the seats are not accessible for people to bring their children, and they need to have some sort of fucking playpen, and there's an elevator and all these things, and like they can have extra space, or maybe like a breastfeeding room. I was like, why does this dingleberry who has a bunch of money get to take up all this space when there's a bunch of families who are super uncomfortable down there because that's the only accessible seat? I mean, I would just flip shit on its head. Be like, get the out of here. See ya, privilege. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it gives House on the Hill for sure. Yeah, that's exactly what it's modeled after. Especially because in basketball, like basketball is basketball and football, like modeled on slavery and many things. I actually love repurposing it like that. Yeah. I mean, there's so many like, but they're so greedy that, it's like, this is why every company needs a DEI thing, but they're wiping them all out in the US. So It's like, that's why we all need to create our own sport events. We need to create our own sport events. And also, the seats at fucking sports games are ridiculously awful, tiny, not inclusive, and extremely dangerous if you have any sort of mobility like issues. Like they're not accessible at all. I went to a baseball game and they didn't even have a ramp. I was like, how you've been here for years and you don't have a ramp? And I watched them like drag this little old femme like up the stairs in the wheelchair. And I was like, do you know how dangerous that is? There's no ramp. I was like going around. And then I went to the bathroom and I was like, what kind of so I always open the doors to try and see like how big things. This is what I do with my free time because like I just love helping people. But I was like, who the is gonna fit in here? Nobody. Nobody. The tiny troll that made it. Yeah. Wish I could show you guys my soup. I'm excited to eat it. You can drop it in the Z School for the Gifted chat. We can all check it out there. Well, these folks who are in the chat can see it. We'll admire it. I'll see it. Nia will see it. Other folks will see it. But that's my sports rant. Don't get me wrong. I love sports. I also don't think I would watch swimming, but I would go for a little bit. If I was watching someone like a family member, I would stay for sure. Way more engaging. Way more. This turned out good, nom nom. Yeah, many things are not. A lot of stuff at those things are not. It's unfortunate. I wish they were. That's why I really love like when I go to like my old hometown was really good at community events because they're big on family. And so even if you couldn't go to like those big stadiums, like they're not as popular there because the city itself is good at turning because the city of trees, there's a lot of parks. So they turn a lot of the parks into shows and like markets and all that sort of stuff. So no matter where you're at, you're usually going to be kind of close to something that you can go to, which is really nice. So then one, you're never bored. And two, it's like you get to be in the outdoors and experience community and games and that kind of stuff. Obviously, it's not going to be like a huge basketball game, but it's still something that you can do as a family. And if there's a school nearby, there's probably a lot of activity. You know what I mean? I love that kind of stuff. It's one of my favorites. Or like a block party. So fun. Have you ever been to a block party? Anybody? Who's been to a block party? Or what was your favorite? Also, what kind of weather is it by you all right now? It still feel I mean, I'm in a different place of the world. So does it feel like winter, fall, summer, spring? What does it feel like where you are? I'm gonna go in a couple minutes because I need to eat something. Need to eat something, and then someone's coming to my place. I don't if I have one. I don't think I have. It feels like moving into fall. Okay, block parties are so fun. Fall. I love that it feels like fall, like Rome games. That yes, yes. More rain and temperature dropping. Fall, the days are still nice and sunny, but the nights are getting cold. I miss cold weather right now. Like some people are not like there's like I could never long term stay in one place like this because I tried that once. Like it's like a fun like home base, but I could never stay there through the holidays because it's too, not that it's too hot, it's just I love seeing things change and I feel like stuck sometimes. Like I'm still swimming at the beach and it's November. I feel like I'm like this makes like I get really strange. Anybody else? What do you do during fall? Do you travel or winter? Do you do winter sports? Since we're on sports talk. I also snowboard and things, and like you can't fucking snowboard on the ocean unless you're surfing, right? That's the summer version of snowboarding, except it's like one direction and on not on a mountain. They're very different. But I do wonder if the skill of surfing would help your snowboarding game. I would assume so, even though you're not really clipped in. I have so many questions. Also, if you're good at longboarding, does it also help? I would assume I'm answering all my questions. Anybody know? Sports people? How the royalty watched. Yes, exactly. They watched everything and like bad stuff happen and they just got to laugh and like be greedy. Yeah. Fire. Bring your own ramp. Exactly. That I was literally like so like they literally were marketing on it being a family event. And I was like, how is this a family event when you have no freaking ramp? There's 3 sets of stairs. How are they going to get in? They can't get in. I don't do well when I go to public spaces sometimes because I'm like, this is, I feel like Dwight Schrute, literally, when I go to those places because people just go and they show up. They like do their normal thing and I'm like I can't even focus on the game because all I'm thinking about is how there is no ramp, but also this is boring, so now I'm just gonna go like do other things. My sister's also a civil engineer, so this stuff kind of stays in my mind. And when I was gonna open a place in Santa Barbara, which I ended up not doing, going through all the ADA stuff, like I was like, this is how it's supposed to be. The world is messed up. I was like, I need to do something about this. Email us a cup of soup. Yeah, oh my goodness. Please, we're hungry. I want to switch from cold to warmer weather. I definitely will travel and move away from here at some point, but for now, I'm making the most out of it. I could probably snowboard with my dad this winter. Fun. Yeah, I feel like I would have to switch at least based on the seasons because my birthday is also in December and I'm a like a fall winter bruja. Like I need to see the colors. Like I need to see the snow. Like my body can't like I'm also like a homemaker. So like last month I would have already had everything planned for how the entire house is going to shift, right? And what fall colors are going to be here and carpets and then all the things. And then like planning all the events. Like that's where my energy goes. And then I go into, oh, it's time to go forage and be a witch in the forest and all the things. But like I can't, I'm like, sometimes I don't want to collect a seashell. I love it, but sometimes I don't want to collect a seashell. He will ski and I will snowboard. Oh, fun. Irvin doesn't want to, as far as I know. That's okay. Maybe sledding. Oh, yeah, they can sled. They can tube. How did you get into skiing? Did you choose to ski? Like, did you try snowboarding? Or I'm always curious. Weird weather. The sun is going through a metamorphic phase. That's fair. Everything is. UV is rising. It's odd. It's it's so odd. Can you turn on your air? I literally was like, they're coming to I think put in a new one. But I was like, I'm one of these nights, I'm just gonna blast it to like however cold it gets and like walk around like, oh my goodness, it's winter and all the things. Like I went to go switch my lipstick. Like obviously I give away my clothes and all that stuff regularly, but it's like, I need a darker lipstick. I was like, why? It's like summertime here. And I was like, you can keep your coral like on your lips. I will maybe wear a dusty pink, but it's all dark reds from here on out, my friend. Season has changed. It's basically holidays. I don't know. It's up to God, truly. All in divine timing. I just moved again because Spirit asked me to. We'll see. We'll see. Every time I think like, oh, like I feel like Spirit might keep me here for, and then it's like, I'm gone. I'm like, well, that happened way faster than I thought. And then sometimes it would be like, oh, I'm only here for like, or I'm here for like a little bit longer. Like I don't have a gauge of time because I don't usually know. Like I'm not supposed to know. This part of the table is sticky. Like I don't always know. We'll see. Your spirit needs me to go. I mean, I'm gonna put it out to Spirit that I would like to snowboard this year. That would be great because I feel like every time I'm usually traveling or healing. No, mostly traveling and working. Oh yeah, it would be fun to go to Mountain Town and forage. Oh, it's so much fun. It's my favorite thing to do. One time I didn't even go far. I just went to my sister's land because she lives up in the mountains and she has so much land. And I was just like, this is a godsend. I had like a little basket. I was like, see you later. She's like, be careful. There's some poisonous things out there. I was like, I'm sure I'll find it. Bye. And then I would sit there and then there would be these giant deer and all these things. And I would like pick apples and then like go give it to them. I was like, friends. And then the peace and quiet would be disturbed because then further down the road, sometimes their dogs like come, they're so cute, but they're like, whoa, 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 and then they scare all the deer away. But it's a good old time. My dad skis. I started with snowboarding. Oh, okay. I didn't want to learn to ski. My aunt paid for lessons, so snowboarding was my thing. Ah. Oh, I thought you said you skied. I love snowboarding. It's so much fun. It's hard, but I enjoy it. Keep doing your thing, beautiful woman. Much love, sweetie. Thanks, DJ. I will keep doing my thing. Have you ever been snowed in? I've been snowed in a lodge before. That was creepy. That was super creepy. I think my mom almost had a heart attack because it was my sweet 16. I mean, this is a great story. I was 16, so sweet 16 with my cousin and some of my other friends. And then my family decided to leave because family is great. And they couldn't get back to the resort. And so it was me, my cousin, and I think my friend snowed in at a ski resort for like a day and a half. We were like, it was like us and then I think two other people in the lodge because most people had started leaving and things like that, but all of us were waiting for our rides and they couldn't get to us. And so it was us along with three adult men who were drunk. And like, I literally was like, this is either going to go really well or like really bad. And my cousin was like, oh my gosh, I think they're so cute. And I was like, don't, you're 16. Don't do it. I was like, oh my God, what? Yeah, I had a long day. I was like, what kind of mother? Life is wild. Life is wild. We were there for so long. I mean, the good thing was we were inside where the cafe was. So if we needed food, there was like all this food there. So we were fine. But still, we ate like 50 million pounds of chicken tenders. I think my childhood home, we had so much snow that we would sled down the road and school was canceled for a week before. Oh my goodness, that's wild. Be Delulu. Yeah, that's loud about the ski resort. Yeah, I know. It was trippy. Yes, I don't change colors. Yes, I don't change colors because of seasons. Wait, you don't change? Yeah, the ski resort was weird. It was beautiful because nobody was there, but at the same time, like the snow was coming in so fast that we couldn't really do much. Like we had to stay in the building itself. Um, and then eventually there were like more tractors that were like clearing stuff out of the way so then they could get to the building. I was like, this is not it. I was like, I got an overactive cousin who's 16 and he's like very drunk men. Maybe try dark blue, black, deep green, maroon. I love maroon, deep green, always my vibe, and dark blue. Those are all my colors. Those are also suggested colors for my sign this year, like lucky colors. So, like a lot of my accents and stuff are dark green. My dresses are sometimes maroon, except I got rid of a lot of them. I I don't wear too much black, but I do have black. But then it's funny because I'm going around like that, and then they're like, "What are you doing? You're in a beach town." I was like, "It is a change in seasons." I'm gonna go walk. I'll see you later. Have a great rest of your Friday. Bye. May all your dreams come true. All that stuff. Y'all have fun. I'll stay on for 3 more minutes, then I'm gonna eat. I'm going to eat. Do you all have anything fun planned for today? Are you resting, which is also fun? What are you up to? What are you up to? Are you having a fun time? I want to know all the things. I want to know all the things. And then I'm going to go. I'm going to eat. I need to drop this bag at a place called, I don't remember what it's called, it starts with B. But I thought it was super far, but since I moved, it's literally around the corner. It's great. I just get to walk like 10 seconds and then walk back. Actually, no, I have to do some other things, but it's fabulous. And again, if you haven't read the new chapter of Mango Men and the Other Manifestations, I highly recommend that you do it and let me know what you think. It's definitely taking a different lens on writing right now. Yeah, it's been wild. It's been a wild ride, but it's fun to write. Fun to write. Let me see my notes if there's anything else I wanted to add before I close out. I think that was it. Anybody? All right, everyone. I'm going to head out. I hope you have a really beautiful weekend. I'm sending you lots of love, lots of hugs. I'm hoping there's not a delay in the comments, but sometimes that happens with the internet. And that is it, my friend. Goodbye, everyone. I hope you have fun. See you later.